Morning. Jordan, you should be able to unmute yourself, but I don't think Jordan's done a Zoom for us yet. I feel like she has, but I also talk to her a lot, so I'm probably what I think. But I'm so happy for you to get on, and I'm just so excited to hear your story and everything.
Yeah, what's up, you guys? So it's crazy. Like me and Cheyenne, we literally live right down the road from each other. So it's so cool how this business brought us together, even though we're like less than a mile apart, and we never have crossed paths before. So it's really cool. So I actually joined this business 3.5 years ago. I'm just gonna give you all my story real quick, but college student. I was actually donating plasma for extra money, and the people there asked me if I was looking for a job, and I was. And so I actually ended up working there, which is actually really sad because I just donated every single day for extra money anyway. So it was like I had to do what I had to do. I actually ended up picking up a second job, working at a daycare. So in the midst of joining this business, I was full time, two jobs, 19 hours of school, y'all, between three different campuses. It was absolutely insane. I actually don't know what the heck I was thinking. I thought if I could finish college quicker, I could get a better job quicker. Joke was on me. So I ended up seeing this opportunity, and really, I don't know why I joined. I was like so upset with the job that I was at, because my expectations weren't money. I wanted $50. I was like, that's all I'll probably get. But I think it was just more of like I wanted to see what if the girl that signed me up, if she was actually being honest about what she was doing, because she was like making 10K, and I was like, lies. But anyway, so I actually charged the startup kit to my credit card. Went and sold some clothes because it was almost maxed out, so I could still have that credit card to use. And so it's so crazy, y'all, because when I first joined, like I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and I know all of you guys are leaders on here, but I tell you guys this because you guys have team members like me, and I was the girl who joined, had a freaking bomb first couple weeks, and had some fear and doubt and other people creep in, and I went MIA. And I'll be real, I have some people on like that have been like that in my past business, and I don't know what y'all are taught or anything, but like I just don't reach out. I'm like, if you don't see the vision, you don't see the vision. We're like, you can't motivate them motivated. Like we say that all the time. But there does come a time where I do think, we do need to reach out to those people and at least get clarification on where they're at. Because Katie Duke, she's not even my enroller. I was placed under her, y'all. And now she's my absolute best friend in the entire world. She said, hey, I know, like, I don't know where you're at, but there's a $10,000 bonus on the line. I don't know if you'd want that. I just remember her being like, why not go after it? And I was like, you're freaking right. Like, what am I doing? And so, y'all, I ended up going Ruby in 9 months, like into the business. And that honestly took a long time, right? Like, I was not in the spotlight. I was not like this, oh my God, there she goes. Like, new distributor, signed all these things. Like, I just never was in the spotlight. I was a 400 box on her chart. And y'all, in 4 months from Ruby, 4 months later, I was a double. And now I'm like, a triple, and like now people know my name and people add me on Instagram, and I'm like, this is so weird. Like, and it's just, I just wanted to say that because you just don't, first of all, first tip, you don't know who's on your team who will be your like ride or die in just a few short months. Like, you just can't put a label on someone on your team that maybe they're not showing you all that they have right now, and that was me. Like, yeah, I had a really good first month, and I'm sure people's expectations, like my enroller and Katie, they're like, yeah, this girl's gonna be an ambassador someday, just because of my enrollment, not because of where my mindset was, because y'all, my mindset was crap. And so then what happened was I let someone's negative, stupid post about me selling, I don't even remember, something stupid on Facebook, hurt my feelings. And so I was like, peace out. Everyone hates me. Like, I already have self-conscious issues, so I'm not going to drag myself in the spotlight more. And having one encouraging word of someone saying, hey, like, you can do this, I was like, okay, and so I just want that to first inspire you that, like, if you guys have anyone on your team where you're like, I just know in my gut that they should be here, and I just wish I knew what was going on, like, go reach out to those people, because I was one of those people. And like I said, I went double in the next 4 months, and my check was like 400 to $6,000 in 4 months, and I was like, literally, holy shit. Like, I was like, what how is this real? Like, I remember I was literally curling my hair and I like dropped to the ground and just cried for like a good 20 minutes because like this girl never has ever made over $800 every 2 weeks. You know, like I've never seen a comma in my bank account ever. Like it was insane. And so I just, there's so much like this business because obviously do for y'all. I know you guys are leaders and some of you guys probably have seen commas in your check, but you have to remember that some of your team haven't. And like that's something that I started being so passionate about was once I started seeing those commas, I was like, who else is going to see some commas, you know? And went triple 10 months later. And I mean, I don't think y'all really care about the frilly stuff, but like I own a beautiful apartment. I'm a stay-at-home dog mom. I love my dog. I travel all the time. I mean, that's the stuff that It Works has given me, but really like freedom of time is where it's at. Do any of y'all work full time?
I can look on here. I think some of them do.
Y'all can raise your hand if you do, or like tell in the chat.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that works full time and is happy that they work full time? And that's not a trick question. Like some people actually like their job. So I'm asking you, like, is there anyone that like works full time and you're like, I would never quit? Because there's like some teachers in the business that like still teach.
Yeah, I
like,
know. I don't think they're on here, but I know for sure I have a couple girls that like love their full-time job, and like I'm all
okay.
for that because like I was
like I always say, I'm like, you know what, you do you, boo. But I will say, you know, and I like telling, that's weird. I do like telling this, but I don't like saying it. But like when my dad had cancer, me and my mom both had to work every single day while my dad battled in Dallas, and 45 minutes away. He sat in a hospital room for 8 hours a day, y'all. And not in his home, by himself, very sick. And I just remember watching my mom having to work 8 hours a day, driving to Dallas, would stay for him for an hour or two, drive home, have to get herself cleaned up, and be at work at 5 the next day. And, you know, and it was like, I watched her do that. But you know what's crazy? I didn't even realize there was another way out. That was normal. It wasn't like I was looking at that being like, I wish I could work from home. That wasn't even an option. And so that's why I'm so passionate now, is because I know there's people who work every single day and they hate it, and not just for selfish reasons. Like if I could have had this opportunity when my dad was sick, y'all, my peace, the grieving process, all of that would have changed, you know? And like, I mean, that was almost 6 years ago. But I say that because like life does happen. Things happen in our life, and like we got to stop wasting time in this business. Because I'll tell you what, if I had that business back then, oh, I would have been even more grateful for the things. But now it's so awesome because I'm like, anything that happens in my life, if my mom gets sick or if my mom needs me, like she is like my person. Like I love her to death. I would do anything for her. And now I know that like she needs me, I'm on my way. There is no calling in. There is no let me check my pay time off. There is none of that, you know? And it's just like, I will never, ever, ever look back and think like, it doesn't even matter where I go in this business. Like the freedom of time will always be something that like I will never give up. Now that it's been handed to me, it's just too valuable. Our time is too valuable.
Yeah,
so,
I never thought about that like that, but that is so true because it's like I don't know, like I mean, my parents have been like sick for like a couple weeks, and my mom was like in the hospital for a day, just like getting checked out because she has pneumonia, and like she called me and she was just like, "Hey, like I'm in the hospital," and I was like, "Okay, are you okay?" You know, like an immediate just like, "Oh my God, my mom's in the hospital," but I was like, "Bye, keto," and I just like hopped in my car and I went to the hospital just to, like, I mean, she's okay, like I said, but I didn't have to worry about that, you know? And then like the same, like whenever my grandpa, he got diagnosed with cancer in December, ended up passing away January. So around like a monthish later, but I was able to go spend time with him because of this business, like spend time with him in the middle of nowhere in Azle. And thankfully they had Wi-Fi so I could get on my phone, but I was able to spend that time with him. And like, that's something that I'll never take for granted, you know? And like,
you can't get your time back. And like, not to make this sad, y'all, because like obviously like I see it as like such a huge opportunity for other people, because there are people who like, I cried every day at work because I was like, I just felt so bad. I was like, my dad's by himself. Like he can't even go to the bathroom by himself, you know? And it's like, it's so terrible to have to like leave your family that have been there for you for your whole entire life. And you are stuck. Like I was stuck at a daycare back then, you know? And it's like, this is insane. Like, how is this my life? Having to go back to work afterward, watching my mom go back to work afterward. Like, I've been working on having my mom retired since the day I started this business, you know, and I mean, she's literally told me she can't wait to turn 65 so she can retire. Like, it makes me sick to my stomach. I'm like, I'm retired. I was retired at 22. Like,
Literally, I was like, I retired at 19.
that was a lie. I was retired at 23, you know, and it's just like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think half the time, like, if you're not where you want to be at, like that, you're going to get there. But you have to realize what you have in front of you. And are you walking towards it or are you sprinting? Because if you could see what's coming and the good things and the bad things, you know, like all of you guys, I mean, some of you guys might be married, some of you guys might not be. But like you could possibly have a future wedding on its way. Do you want to be a Ruby or do you want to be a freaking ambassador planning your dream wedding? You know what I mean? And so you have no idea what's coming, the good and the bad. And don't waste this time, you know, because it's just like life, you know, life is going to happen, all the life, the good and the bad. And you can't waste your time. You can't be like, oh, next month. How many of y'all have said that? I've said it. Like, okay, next month. And it's like, what if, I'm not trying to be dramatic, but what if there is a next month for somebody in your life and they need you and you needed to be this rank right now for you to be able to quit your job? You know, or maybe it's so that you can have that extra 10K in your savings, or is it, you know, whatever it is. Y'all, we take time for granted. Like, we act like we live until we're 100, you know, and it's like, we're not. So I don't even know. I'm just talking now, but
That's
that's my
perfect.
story in a nutshell, I guess. But like, that's really why I'm
Yeah.
passionate about this. It's like, it's not really even the money I make. It's what the money is going to do for me and the people that I love, you know?
No, yeah, I love that. Like, I I don't know, that I feel like someone needed that. Like that just came out, but someone needed to hear that. So I really appreciate that. I know I needed to hear some of it too. So this was probably one of the most unprepared Zooms because I didn't ask you any questions. I just really wanted to get on here and just like talk and just like kind of like bounce off of each other. But I guess like one of the main things, like I know like for like myself, like speaking for myself, just really like how to go through life. Like, I mean, like you kind of talked about it. And I feel like that's kind of what you talked or what you were talking about, but just like how to go through life and then like not only work your business, but like successfully work your business. Cause like there's days where like if you're not doing intentional, I'm not even gonna get into that because you could talk about that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no. Okay, and I just want you guys to know, like, I'm very, very, very like transparent. I am not gonna sit here and make myself look like I am some hot shit. That's the second time I use the word shit, and I don't normally cuss, y'all. So don't know what's going on, but I'm serious. Like, I'm just not that way. Like, I don't know the last time I washed my hair, to be honest. And I work from home. I have no reason why I shouldn't have washed my hair. I'm just like that. Like, I'm just like, whatever. But I will say, like, I have learned a lot when it comes to working my business. When I had a job, 2 jobs, and full-time school, I was the hardest worker I knew. Like, I was like, there was no incentive I didn't want, like win. There was nothing that would have stopped me from going after what I wanted. And I'm just going to be real with you guys, because some of you guys might be in this season of life. I went diamond, quit my job. I quit my job before I even saw my paycheck. Oh God. I'm sure my enroller was like, oh
I did
Lord,
that
praise
too.
Jesus, praying over her. You
Yeah,
did it
my
too?
2 weeks. Yeah, I went diamond and I was like, 2 weeks, bye. And then I got my paycheck and then like we got paid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could
I did the
imagine
same
what they were
thing. I didn't
saying.
even know, like, I didn't even know what I was paid. I didn't even know what the commissions were.
I
I
just knew
mean,
I was rich. I was like, I'm diamond. Get
that's
out
how I
my
felt.
way.
I was like,
Literally.
peace out. And I was just like, whatever, hoping that it was over the amount I made at my full-time job. Thank God it
Yeah.
was. But I mean, there was such a passion in me. And so then quit my job. And what happened is I came home. And let me tell you, when you work your butt off for that long, and then you have almost 18 hours to do whatever the heck you want. Oh my God. I was like, Netflix. I watched like 8 series. I was like doing all the things. I was like going to the gym at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, I was doing everything. And I didn't understand. I was like, whoa, now I have to work this business way differently, you know? And you would think you'd have more time to work, but you're so invested in all these other things that you didn't get to do because you're like, well, I want to enjoy my day now. And it's like, what the problem is that you forget that when you quit your full-time job, you're not quitting to not work. You're quitting to work a new job. Like, it is a completely, it's just different, you know? And now I like, obviously I've learned that I've haven't gone back to work in 2.5 years. And so I've been full-time since, but I had to really work on that. I had really good months by luck. I'll be real. Like, I would posted consistently, and you can get customers sometimes like that, y'all. But like, if you're not really freaking like messaging and following up and doing those kind of things, those lucky months they won't happen all the time, you know? And you never want to have a business where it's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. I 100% believe you can enroll at least your step success every single month. And if I know Cheyenne, she probably expects you to at least probably do that twice, you know? And so if you're a leader, I mean, that's my expectation for myself. There should never be a month where you're like, I can't sign 3 DTs. There really shouldn't. And I didn't understand all this. I was always like, it's okay next month. It's okay next month. And, you know, and I just let life kind of just like run me. Well, I was trying to go triple, and I was like, something's got to change. Like, I can't do triple if I'm not really ready to invest my time and like really work this like I am a business owner. And so some of the things, and I'm just gonna like give some tips to you guys, because like if you're in a place where you're like, I don't want to work. Like, have you ever felt like that? Like, me?
I feel like that every morning until I get out of bed.
Yeah, it's like,
I really just don't want to today. I know me and Danny FaceTime for 10 minutes this morning before I got out of bed, and she was like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I just literally like threw
it's normal. It's so normal. And honestly, you know how many people have quit my business because they said they just don't want to work anymore? And I'm like, can you imagine if everyone quit your job at where you're at right now just they just didn't want to go? Like, literally no one would have jobs, you know? And so that's when I really had to talk with myself, and I was like, yeah, you don't want to. Get the F over yourself. How dare you? I literally have to tell myself, how dare you? Like, what? Like, why are you even doing this? Why do you even deserve this? You know? And I'm not saying you're a terrible person for feeling that way, because you will. But it's what you do afterward. Are you going to sit here and be like, okay, I really don't want to work right now, so like I'll put it off a little bit. I'll make sure to do my messaging tonight. I will enjoy my day. I'm going to message tonight. Well, then it's like bedtime, and you're like, okay, I'm going to take a bath, and then I'm going to do my messaging after I take the bath, even though you can literally take your phone into the bathtub with you and message. You're like, oh, self-care. I want to like enjoy myself. No phone. I have a headache. So you let it go do your bath, and you're like, okay, when I go to bed, I'm going to do it. And then you go to bed and you're passed out because you're so tired because you did all the freaking crap today and you didn't do what you're supposed to do. And then that happens one day, and then you're like, okay, the next day, and then you do that bad habit again, and then it's 2 days, and then it's a month, and then you're like, I'm paid as an executive and I don't know why. And it's like, y'all, this business is habits. It's acknowledging your weaknesses, because we all have them. And mine is messaging, like, for sure. Like, you know, it's so stupid. I get so hyped when someone messages me back, even 3.5 years in. So you would think that I would get excited to message because I get so hyped every time. But you know, like, me being annoyed with messaging is such a mindset thing. It's stupid. It really is. Like, it takes 20 seconds to send out 10 messages, literally.
I'm over here laughing because that's literally been me for the last 2 weeks. Like, I just don't want to. And it turns into like, for example, like, perfect example, on my birthday, I was like, I'm 21. It's my birthday. I'm going to go celebrate my birthday. And I literally did nothing. I posted only because it was saved in my drafts from the night before, literally. And like, I barely posted on my story. And then I was like, the next morning I was like, oh, I don't really feel good because, you know, 21st birthday, y'all know what happens. And I was like, I'll just wait till tomorrow. And then I literally just
deserve it because it's the day after my birthday.
No, literally. And it turned into like, okay, it's been a week since I've turned 21. And then I was like, you know, I may want to get my crap together. I might just do that. And it happens, but at the same time, it was like one of those things that I acknowledged, and like, thankfully I have like red leaders like Danny that just throw so much shade at me when I'm not working, because she can just like say something and I'm like, yikes. Like, if someone on my team, like, granted, yeah, she's my best friend, but she is on my team. So when she's like, hey, like, you aren't messaging, and I'm like, oh, you just threw me under the bus, man, you know? And I'm like, wow. And it like, well, flip that for me, it's like, okay, I need to get my crap together. And it just like literally it just takes like that.
And you know what's crazy? So I have 2 points to that. So first of all, I was going to say that literally every single one of you guys have had a moment like that. Whether it's moving into a new house, starting a new school, new boyfriend, new dog, new cat, new pet fish. Literally something happens and they're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And you like completely throw this business out the window. And it's, I mean, I've seen at least multiple people on my team do it. Getting married, honeymoon, like not saying that those things don't deserve your full attention. They absolutely do. But it's what you do after. I'm sorry, y'all. Corny freaking bore. I know she's y'all's upline. I have never seen anyone in my entire life work on their honeymoon, no matter what job it was, anything. And watching her work, I was not like, how dare you? Like, you were on your honeymoon. I was freaking inspired. I was like, oh, that girl got goals. Like, there's something going on where she's like, love you, honey, but like, I need to go make some money. You know what I mean? Like I was so inspired.
In Mexico. I think she's in Mexico. I want to say she was in Punta Cana, but I could be wrong. Wherever it was. But it was just like, I remember seeing that and I was like, wow.
Inspired.
Yeah.
Literally so inspired. I'm like, what the frick am I doing? I'm up here like sitting on my couch.
Not working and I'm sitting in the hot Texas heat, you know? Exactly.
But also what I wanted to say to that was you, like, I'm going to use you as example because you're the leader here and I'm just going to call you out, but you probably in that moment didn't have a goal big enough that you wanted. You probably were distracted about something yourself, your birthday. And I was thinking about this because I'm very, very open with myself. Like I second guess all my decisions. I'm like I'm not even green. I wouldn't say I'm green, but like if I am not super passionate about something, I have to know why. I'm like, okay, what is like the missing piece? Like I like analyze myself all day long. Like, why don't I want to go to the gym? Don't you want to look good? Like, why are you so unmotivated? Like I just battle with this all day long. But I asked myself, I was like, why am I not jumping out of bed in the morning to work this? Why am I not messaging till my thumbs fall off? Why am I not? And I really had to ask myself that and like ask all these questions. And it's because y'all like, my dream was to quit my job. And I did that 2.5 years ago, and like, yeah, being debt free sounds cool, but like, ain't nobody really living life to be debt free. Yes, you are, but like, let's be real. Like, no one's like, what's your biggest accomplishment? And like, I'm debt free. No one says that. It is a pat on your back, like, good job. But like, no one's like, did you hear about Cheyenne, what she just did? She literally just paid off all her debt. Like, no one talks about that. And I wish they did. They should. They really should. But like at the same time, y'all, what is like you got to find something that excites you. You know what excites me, y'all? And I don't know where this passion came from. I don't even know how I'm going to make it happen. But I would love to not live somewhere permanently. I want to send everything to my mom's house and I want to pack one bag and I want to find an Airbnb because my rent here is almost $2,000. So I literally want to pack a bag and I want to rent out an Airbnb for a month straight in anywhere I want to go. I want to drive to him. So I like first place I go and I'm taking my dog. Like I want to get in my car and my first place will be the freaking state that connects to me. So I don't have to drive 8 hours. Well, we're in the middle of freaking Texas. So getting out of Texas will be rough, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why all that came over me. And I'm like, holy crap, that would be so fun. Like so much freaking fun. And all of a sudden I'm like jumping out of bed. I'm over here messaging for a dream that I'm honestly like not sure if it's going to happen, but like it excited me at the moment. And to think like, honestly, that wouldn't happen for a year, but the only way I would ever do that, y'all, is if I was a presidential making at least $25,000 a month. That was my thing. That's what I'm working towards. And the reason why I want to do that is because like, I still want to be able to travel like internationally. Like I want to still be able to live my life in an abundance and give back more and give my mom more. But like, even though I'm not here in Texas, like that's something I really wanted to do. And so I'm hoping with this tonight that like, if you catch yourself absorbed in life, school, sorry y'all, if you're in school, actually, I'm not gonna say that. That's rude. I think it's a waste of time. I just honestly do. I think like it's the most jacked up system we've ever, like, do any of y'all watch Gary Vee? Okay. I signed up for his text messages. He texts me on the daily and I feel like we're friends. And like, I put it on my dream board to meet him. I'm like, this is the first step. I got his phone number. Like, you know, and so it's so stupid. But like, I just want you guys to know that like, you're worth so much more than an 8 to 15 hour job. You're worth so much more than a piece of paper on a degree that says that you have a bachelor's degree. And maybe you don't know that yet. And honestly, y'all, sometimes I think about going back to school to getting something. You should get what you're passionate about. Don't you dare get a degree just because someone told you you had to, you know, because like a lot of people that get degrees, honestly, don't necessarily go get the job and they're depressed that they just spent all this money, all this time. You hear it all the time, but like, we're worth so much more. You got to figure out what your purpose is. And like something as silly as living remotely, like in all these different places for a month at a time and spending my rent that I would in an apartment for a full month in a new house. That'd be so much fun, y'all. Like I don't know. I like want to start my own like TV show. Like, come on, let's go. You know? And so it's like, I got excited and like some people are going to look at me like, you absolutely crazy. But at the same time, like it's my crazy and it's my passions and that's what excites me. Y'all might be like excited to buy a new TV. I don't know. Like it could literally be anything. But whatever it is, it needs to make you jump out of bed every morning. It needs to make you want to message 1,000 people till your thumbs fall off because this business is going to do it for you. Like you have to, I'm sorry, I'm not even reading the chat. Taylor, don't even get me started about parents. I'm not, sorry. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry, Taylor. I wish I kind of feel you, but then I'm like, I can't imagine law school and only doing it because someone told me to. I can't think.
I have two things I want to add to this because
okay.
you like spoke and I was like, yes. So for the one, if you feel like your why isn't strong enough, because like that was literally me in May. Like I went triple, saw a 5-figure paycheck, literally doubled my savings account in a month, and I was like, here we are, we have arrived. Like that was like it was it, and I was like, that's cool. I'm VIP. What's up? Like it was just like there was really nothing after that. And I like had to talk to Shay about it just because I was like, dude, like I don't know what I want. I want like more cats and like more plane tickets to Florida. Like I was like, I don't know what I want. And like she was like, well, like it was like this like literally probably like a month long quote unquote struggle because like nothing excited me. Like obviously, yeah, helping my team achieve their goals excites me, but like that can only carry you so far, you know? And it's like obviously, yeah, like I'm showing up for my team every single day. Like I'm not gonna go into all that, but nothing excited me. Like I did not have any goals. And like obviously like I have goals now that I like remove my head from my butt. But if that's like where you are and you just like don't really know what you want, the thing that Shay told me, she was like, think about what you don't want. And she was like, what do you not want to do? And I was like, I don't want to go back to work. And she was like, okay, so like what do you have to do to not go back to work? And I was like, gotta be like at least diamond, at least. And it was just like things like that where it was like, I mean, like I have literal bills to pay now. So it's just like I have to be at least diamond to pay said bills, you know? And it was like things that I like, these things started to motivate me that like scared me, honestly. And it was just like, I don't want to like, I'm not I would ever give my cat away. I would literally cut off my own leg to give my cat away before I gave him away. But like if I couldn't know, like
your cat don't cost that much, girlfriend.
Girl, not when you spoil him. But y'all know like,
that cat.
Yeah,
like, I know what you mean.
Yeah, that's like where I was at. I was just like, what do I like? I don't know. I just like find those different things, and maybe like fear is my motivator. I don't know, but I was just like, I had to find things that motivated me and like the opposite effect, I guess, as in like things that I didn't want. And that's what really got like my wheels turning again. And like now, like I have like huge dreams that I just kind of like came out of my head. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I guess we're just going to go buy like 5 new vehicles instead of just 1 because why not? Honestly.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then
sometimes you'll have seasons of that. Yeah. Like it's okay to be in a season of what do I not want right now? You know, and there's also season, like that was my season this past year. Like I don't, you know, don't want this and I don't want that. So I got to make sure I hustle hard enough so I don't have to go back to that place.
Yeah.
And then there's a place where you're like, okay, now what do I want? Like, you know, because we're not asked that enough. It's, what do you need? And it's like, no, what do you want? Like you freaking deserve that. Like God even says, live a life of abundance. If we can show more people that like life is meant to be lived, that's something that's my mantra. I will talk about it every day. Like you are worth more than to pay bills and work till you're 65 and then retire and enjoy the last maybe 10 years of your life, if you've even made it that far. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And so it's like, you'll have seasons of that, but like, you got to start asking yourself what you want. And it sometimes is not a money goal. Like, don't set your goal to an income. That's not fun. Yes, money is cool, but like, you have to make it so much deeper than that. Y'all, I used to look at 15,000. That's all. Like, it was 15,000, 15,000, 15,000, 15,000. And at one point, like when I wasn't hitting it, my highest check as a triple was only 12. Only 12. That's rude. I mean, that's amazing. But like, I know there's triples that I've made more than that. But at the same time, I'm just saying, like, that was my highest check. So for it to be so close, I was like, oh, like what? And I've never broken 12. Okay. And so that has been one of my like deeply rooted goals. But like, honestly, y'all, if that wasn't making me jump out of bed, like, what else would? You know what I mean? And so sometimes you can't just say money, because money is just like, it's literally a piece of paper. You have to like dig a little. Like, what is that money going to do for you? And really pretend you're in that place. Like, y'all, I've envisioned literally texting my mom and being like, I need you to come help me. Like, I'm giving you everything and I'm peacing out. Like, you got yourself a boyfriend now. Like, you're happy. Like, I finally feel like I could do that. And it's like, I have thought about it. Like, I'm looking at like places I would go. Can I afford that right now? But to be real, no. I said I want to be debt free before I go. I want to have at least 50K in my savings before I go. You know, there's things that I want to do before I can go, but I have envisioned it. I act like as if it's tomorrow. And whenever you start getting into that place, oh, guys, like, y'all, the way you work, the way you talk, my team is like, y'all, you're acting different. And can I just say, I don't even know if Shay like really wanted me to talk about this, but like, I had half my team leave last month, and it wrecked my best friend completely. I mean, she was in my chat saying I wasn't a Christian and that I was manipulative, and like, it broke me, y'all. Like, and I'm telling you guys this because when Satan's gonna come at you right before your breakthrough, like, literally. And I was in the lowest point of my business, and it was the icing on the freaking cake, like, for real. Like, anyway, not even gonna get there. I'm not gonna talk to it, but it was just, there was a lot of things that happened that I'm like, I have done everything I possibly could. I have always been the best leader I could be. Like, why is this happening to me? And it was like, you know what? Ooh, you're getting distracted right now. You're being distracted right now. What's actually about to happen? And what's the word?
Realign?
I derailed. So I was going to say rerailed, and I don't think that's the word, but doesn't matter. I got back on track, and I was like, whoa, like, what's your purpose here? Your purpose isn't to keep people on your team. That's not your purpose. Your purpose is to show up for yourself. So stop worrying about people who are leaving. What is your purpose? What excites you? And the minute I started turning my focus on myself, I was like, I mean, everyone was on board. Everyone's like, heck yes, let's go. Like, and my volume is up. My team is getting blocked in for new ranks. People are promoting. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, I am so glad I did not waste another breath, another second on what I thought was the worst thing happening at the moment, y'all. So if you're going through a season of like, I just don't know my purpose, I don't know what's going on, like, or if you feel like people are just out to get you right now, whether that be at your workplace, your relationships, your friendships, your business, like, I just want you to know, like, Satan is trying to distract you. And you need to put your head down and pray and say, Lord, I'm ready for whatever is next. And I promise you, it will come. It will come. And you really have to dig deep and ask yourself what your purpose is and just focus on that. So
I love that. I could start crying, but I'm not going to.
Don't cry.
Anyway, earlier, sorry, Morgan, if I keep thinking about it, I will cry. I had it in my head. Oh, there it goes. Morgan in the chat earlier said, what do you do for personal development? And like, I know what you do, but I'm asking for the masses. So what do you do for personal development?
So I do quite a few things. A lot of, yes, you need to be listening to books and podcasts and like find something that inspires you. And like, you want to wake up. I feel like you want to wake up and start your day off that way. Do I do that every day? I don't. And I'll be real. Like, I'm one of those people where I wake up and I'm like, phone, let's go. who messaged me back from messaging last night. Like, cause I'm in that place of passion right now. Like, I'm like, I need customers. I need DTs. I want to go to Margaritaville. Like, I'm doing all the things. Like, that's where I'm at right now. And so I'll be real. Like, no, I wish I could say I wake up first thing in the morning and like make my bed and wash my face and then go listen to self-development. Like, that's not, no, I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I'm ready to work. But one thing I will say, like, if there's anything that I've learned in this business, you do have to turn your phone off. Like, one of the best things I've done for myself is turn off the notifications on my phone, because I am someone, like I just said, that will literally be consumed in being everyone else's everything. And so my best self-development tip, y'all, is asking yourself, what do you need most today? Sometimes that is a hot bath. Sometimes that is 10 minutes in your Bible. Sometimes that is going and sitting on your patio and counting how many cars go by. Like, I live on a main road. I don't know why I like do that. It's just so calming. Like, I can sit here and just like block out everything, and like Ryder's out there enjoying his best life. And like, sometimes just 10 minutes to yourself is what your body needs. And so the best self-development, you do have to start with self-care. Like, you do have to take care of yourself. And I start there first, because when I wake up and I'm like, Gary Vee, where you at? Tony Robbins, like, where's my book? I got to read 10 minutes. Like, I feel forced and my body is not ready to accept it, especially podcasts. If you're going to listen to something, you really have to be ready to accept what you're listening to. How many of y'all have listened to a full freaking book and you're like, don't even know what I just listened to? What's the book title again? Like, because you're over here trying to do all the other things. And so something that I learned was that a lot of times, and this is just my personal opinion, we do self-development and you're wasting your time because you haven't even taken time to be ready to accept the personal development that you're trying to do. And so people are like, I did 2 hours of self-development. And I'm like, but like, how, like, what did you learn from it? So my best advice, take care of yourself first. Start something with allowing your body and like being, I know that sounds so like energy, like, I don't know, it sounded kind of weird, but really allowing yourself to be ready to do those type of things. Do something for yourself, so you're not, because like I know we say all the time, you can't pour from an empty cup. And so fill your cup up first, and then let it overflow with the self-development that you want to do, whether that's podcast, reading a book. I love Gary Vee, y'all. Like, I turn on his 10-minute little videos on YouTube and I'm just like, oh God, I'm sweating. He's like talking straight to me, telling me I'm like a loser, and I am. No, I'm just kidding. But like, it just, that motivates me because I just see where he came from, and I'm like, my problems are so small right now. Like, I need to get up and go hustle. I love to read. I really do. I've kind of forced myself to start reading again, and I highlight. If you know you have to highlight something, you'll read it 100%. If you know you're highlighting the key parts, you instantly tune everything out. You don't think about anything else because you're like subconsciously asking, should I highlight that? So when you read it, you actually read the words. So if you are going to read a book, grab a highlighter and just tell yourself you're going to highlight. You'll remember every word. I swear, it's crazy. I'm trying to think. There's really nothing else I do. Like I said, I do like read my Bible and like fill myself up. But yeah.
I love that. And I know in the mornings, like, there's a couple of girls that hop on with us, but like literally the first thing I do in the morning is like, I don't look at my phone. It's hard. Well, I look at it and I ignore it, honestly. And then I come out here and I put my little phone on my tripod and I get my celery done, and then I like speed it up, turn the music off, put it on my story, and then I literally sit down at my computer and I take a boomerang of me like watching a video that hasn't even started so I can post it in an hour. And I put my phone on do not disturb and I put it behind my computer, because if I see, like, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I look over here at my phone, it's not doing nothing, just sitting there looking pretty, and I'm like,
have it.
Yeah, I'm just like, hi, like potential, anything. And it's just like that. It's just a habit. So I literally hide my phone from myself and I listen to like a devotional of like Stephen Furtick, Michael Todd, like those kind of videos. And then I journal and then I read. And that's literally how I do every single morning. And like, see, I just looked at my phone again, literally didn't even light up, and it was just a habit to look at it, but it's fine. Yeah. But like, that is just how I've been starting my mornings. And it's literally been so good. Cause like I feel like I have my cup full.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, it's fine.
You're asking the wrong girl.
Yeah.
I think stripe it is a word. So there's that.
It's just like such a good way to start the day. So like that's what I do, and like it's really been helping me, especially like in this season of the valley, because like I already get that like word in for the day, and I'm like, I got this. Like I'm gonna own this day, you know. So that's just what I like to do, but it's like really been helping me.
And honestly, I'll like take that. Be like, okay, I have someone who's complete opposite. Like if I try and not look at my phone the first thing I wake up when I'm listening to these videos, I'm going to wonder what those 13 messages were. Like it literally will not leave my mind. And so for me, like I do have to check my phone. I'm like, I got to clear everything out. I got to do everything off my phone. Just get it done the very first beginning of my day so that when I sit down, I'm focused, you know? And so ask yourself, what is best for me? Do I need to train my mind? Because honestly, I have tried to do that. Like, and I should have just stuck with it. But training my mind to like not worry about that stuff, because really, y'all, all that stuff will be there an hour later. It's not going to make a difference, whether you did it earlier or not. But like I said, ask yourself what works for you, and go that route. But like, don't think just because Cheyenne does that, you have to, or just because I do that, you have to. Like, I have tried to follow a lot of people's ways, and it's like at the end of the day, what works for you? Like,
exactly.
There is no way in heck I would be getting on these like 5:30 things. No.
Oh heck yeah, girl.
There's just no way.
We up at 6 a.m.
I literally did it for a week, y'all, and everyone was so inspired by me. And I think it's because I just knew I couldn't do it. And they're like, "You've inspired me to get up." It lasted a freaking week. I was like, literally falling asleep, y'all, on Zoom. I was like, this is embarrassing. Like, I'm a night owl. I will literally stay up till 3:30 last night, messaging and talking to people. And like, it's just not me. I would rather get up at 8. Like,
I only wake up early now because I work out in the morning, and then I work out, like I wake up before so I can do my celery, and then in that time is whenever I'm working. So it just kind of like, it's one of those things I made myself.
4?
Huh? 4? No.
Oh, I was like, I'm going to bed at 4.
No, I think today, I don't know, Danny called me and actually woke me up this morning. So whenever Danny called me, it was when my eyes opened. But it's like, yeah.
Do what works for you, y'all. Like I said, it's so easy to look around and be like, oh, well, Cheyenne Nicholson signs 15 DT, so it's probably because she gets up at 5:30 in the morning and she does all the things. Like, no. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about. You guys asked, actually, that you asked me something, and I was going to share this with you guys. The biggest tip I can give you, is there anyone can you be real enough to say, like, you have not signed this month and you're just kind of like, why? Everyone's at least signed something. Oh, okay. Taylor. Okay. I ask my team this all the time, you know, and thank you for just being honest, because if you're not signing, okay, Samantha, if you're not signing, I want to ask you, okay, because you're new. I just want you to know okay, let me ask this. How many of you guys write down your potentials every single day? Not weekly, not like going back a week and then writing them down. Like, who actually writes their potentials down every single day? I guess I should ask who doesn't, because that's really what I want to know. And then I want to ask you, how many times do you follow up with those people during the day? And how many times do you actually follow up with the people that you talked to yesterday? If there's any advice I can give you, if you want to sign consistently, and you might be like, oh, I know this, but I was absolutely in shock how many times, and I'm sure Cheyenne teaches this, how many times I've said, write down your freaking potentials every day. And I had over 15 people on my team be like, I know, I'm like, oh, like, you haven't been doing it? Like, I literally thought I was going to die. Because I was like, you want to be a freaking diamond or a triple and you were not writing down your potentials? Are you kidding me? Like, it blew my mind. And so I know all of you want to make money. I am literally telling you, I have a secret sauce. Probably the first damn Zoom you'll ever hear that actually gives you a secret sauce. And it is writing down your potentials. Y'all, write them down and follow the freak up, because I'm telling you, people just get busy. Do you see my dog rubbing his face on the bed? He is so cute. I cannot. Sorry, he distracted me. He like did his little thing. It was cute. But write down your freaking potentials and follow up with them, because they get distracted. I had a girl like, oh my gosh, I didn't open any of these. My 9-month-old did. I was like, okay, well, your 9-month-old needs to give your phone back because I'm trying to do business here, you know? And she's like, yes, I want the HSN. And she got the HSN, you know? So it's like, don't be scared to bother people. Don't be scared to follow up with people. Do your dang job, y'all. Like, follow up, write them down. You want to enroll consistently? Cheyenne, do you sign every DT on the spot the second they message you?
Honestly, out of 15 distributors this month, 8 of them were on the spot.
Okay. Don't do math. 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
7.
The other 7, did you have to somehow follow up with them?
Yes.
Okay. So that just tells you that, like, it's, yeah, you're going to have some, but their majority, in her case, it wasn't whatevs, half. Normally, majority, you have to follow up with.
No, yeah.
And so if you're, and I don't care how smart you think you are or how much time you have, you will not remember every potential you have. I write them down and I forget them somehow. You know, I'm like, I have been so dedicated to do this. And if you guys want some tips, I literally follow the Morgan Martin method. It's the perks of being her friend. But she literally taught me this when we went to Charleston. I'm so inspired by her. She's amazing. So every single night she writes down her 6 list for the next day. I actually bought a $200 freaking planner, y'all, because I wanted to customize it. So I said I was going to use the freaking crap out of this. I know, don't judge me. But I customized my own planner. If I'm just going to like show y'all. I got to put like what I wanted on top. These are my affirmations and goals. Like I made this planner. Like it's through Plum planner. So like I was able to like actually customize it. It has like a social tab and like I don't even use that. But I do my affirmations and goals at the beginning of the week. I always put how many enrollments I want. I will sign 7 new people or whatever. And then right here, this is what she was saying she does. She literally writes her 6 list down the night before. She'll literally like do it in bed. So tomorrow I'll fill out Tuesday, I'll fill out Wednesdays of my 6 list tonight. So I already know what I'm doing tomorrow. You're preparing your mind to know that you're working tomorrow. And that's important. And then I write down my potentials for that day here. Okay. Blue is DT, is yellow means they signed up or they bought. And just doing that, y'all, like it's so simple. Freaking take a piece of paper with you. It's not hard. It's just discipline. And so if you're not signing, that's the first step. That's my secret sauce to you. Write down your potentials, get at least 5 to 10 new potentials a day, and you will sign. Statistically, it's impossible to have over 300. If you got 10 new people a day to talk to you, that's over 300 people a month. Absolutely no way statistically that you cannot sign one if you're following that method. There's no way.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like there was a live Zoom video thing that Jade Hooper did one time in one of her team pages. And she was just like, give yourself grace, you guys. And she goes, literally, your goal is to get potentials. And I was like, that is so true. Cause like, I know like for me personally, back in like last March, like when I was going Emeralds, like in 2018, it was my goal to get like 30 phone numbers a day. And it's like, no, like, I mean, like, yeah, that's awesome. Like, congrats, boo. But like, it doesn't have to be like that. You know, it's like, I'm growing my list every single day. And like, that's my goal. So I don't know. I love that though. Cause like, I know I definitely didn't write down my potentials at first. And like now I got this handy dandy. This is $20 from Office Depot. So whatever.
Probably a lot better. It's fine.
It's fine. Cause like, honestly, I was high-key interested. And I was like, you know what?
I did get stickers though. I got stickers. I got like, it also budgets. I have a budget planner in there. Like I got a little extra stuff added in. It wasn't just like.
It's worth it though. Cause that thing's probably going to last you for a long time.
And it's 2 years, by the way.
Exactly.
So
it's highly justifiable. But yeah, I love that. And like, just honestly going along with the planner, planners don't work for me. I tried it. I have 2 dry erase board planner things on my wall and they're both empty.
Yeah.
But it's like planners just don't work for me. I do planners in my phone for like follow-ups and stuff, like my calendar app. But like how I write down my potentials is like, this is like the other days, for example. So like, okay, don't look at the gap between the 17th and the 21st. We're not going to talk about it. But like I had like potentials.
It's my birthday.
It was just my birthday. No, it was actually. But yeah, it's like literally. So like that was so embarrassing, such a wrong page. But like that's how I write down my potentials because like I can't do the calendar thing because like the boxes are too small, they're too big, and like I either fill them up way too hard or like way too hard.
Right.
Way too much, or it just freaks me out. So that's how I do it. But like she said, just find your
I
thing.
need y'all to stop posting how much y'all's planners were because I'm like feeling so dumb. I'm just kidding. Someone asked me though, how often do I follow up? I follow up until I get a dang date. So let's say I talked to a girl at 9 a.m. this morning and she's like, oh my gosh, HSN sounds great. Oh, I'll give you a little tip. I haven't told anyone this on a Zoom. I've only told my team. I don't know how y'all message, but I messaged like hey, I have a question. And then I asked them if they want to be a product tester. And you know how you send the next message of what products? Like they ask you what products you have, do it in a voice memo. Every single person has picked a freaking product. I'm like,
that's awesome. Yeah.
oh, because how many of y'all do y'all lose people right after that? You send like what you have and you're like, they open it and you're like,
I stopped writing people's names down until they respond with a product because of that. So yeah, that's
exactly.
awesome.
And I don't know why when I send a voice memo, of course they still have to get past that part. But when I send a voice memo, and you can take it a step further, you can send a voice memo asking them if they want to try a product for you over the next 90 days, whatever. But I'm telling you, like every single time and some of them are sending voice memos back. So I just share that with you guys. I've only shared that with my team because I just started it this week, but I'm pumped. Like it got me excited, and I'm actually getting to hear people's like personalities and energy. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, but you need to do this with me. Like, I know you want the triple threat, but like, let's get that while you like work this business because I know that you can make money, And so I'm able to go that route. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I wait until I get a date from them. So if I text them at 9 a.m. this morning and they have not given me a date, I text them that night. I'll follow up with them that night. Hey, I know you haven't opened this yet, but I did just want to make sure I'm placing some orders right now. Was that price working for you for the HSN? And they either open it or they don't. And if they do open it and don't say anything, I message them tomorrow. I'm like, hey, I'm sure you just fell asleep when I messaged you. It's totally okay. Did that price work for you? If not, totally fine. Just want to make sure I don't leave you out. And they don't respond, I wait one day. So I always do that day, the next day. So when I'm doing my follow-ups every day, it's always that day and the day prior. And so then everyone else, I'll skip a day and go back to those. That might be really confusing for you, but find out what works for you. Basically, you need to follow up till you get a date. And that's what I do. I'm like, okay, great. What day works for you? When they say it doesn't. And I do put those in my phone. So everyone that's buying, I put in my phone because if I'm out and about, I want to be able to have it and like know who's buying that day. I don't think they do. I mean, you can do voice memos.
They can be pre-recorded,
in your phone,
but not through like Instagram. Like I can pre-record one and like share it with Jordan, but I can't share it to Instagram. That's what is kind of like
honestly
about it. But taking that little time out of it, like taking that time is what's going to make it worth it. Did I say that right?
Yes. Yeah, and honestly, like you typing in, like mine is like what products in the text replacement. It took probably 10 seconds. My voice memo was 30. 20 seconds per person. Like I promised you it will be, and you might get nervous. Like I said something earlier. I said more, if you want more stress and less energy. I literally said that. And I was like, I literally was in the middle. I go, well, that's clearly not what I meant. Haha. I was like, I made it funny. And she's like, yes, please give me more stress. I was like, well, if I haven't already, and like we made it funny. And so be yourself. You do not want to, honestly, the voice memo is to show that you're not a robot. So that's the point, because our scripts do come off very spammy. They do, because we are text replacing them and sending them like that. And so maybe I shouldn't talk for everybody. You might type your messages out every day, but I don't. And so this has helped me a lot.
No, yeah, I love that. Like I do voice memos with like distributors, and I do them like talking about the products, like keto coffee burns fat and chocolate drinks make it taste good. Celery makes you skinny, like those kind of things. But like I don't really go like too much more in depth than that. But that's like I like that. That's actually really good.
It's changed everything. Like I don't know, and I mean I think I had maybe one not respond. And then what I do if they don't respond to you guys with the voice memo, same thing. I'll message them at night. Like if all the people I messaged tonight that we're talking, and then like I won't message them tonight. They'll be part of my list tomorrow. But I have like a set that normally I talk to in the morning. But what I do if they don't answer to that voice memo, I'm like, I am so sorry. I probably should have asked first. And I texted out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I probably should have asked first if you were in a place to even listen to that. Because sometimes you send it and they're out in the grocery store and they're like, oh crap, I'll listen to that in a little bit.
And they opened it and then they don't remember because they're not on their phone all the time. So yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And that can be the same thing with a script, but at least I got to hear my voice. And so then I'm just typing it out. Hey, I'm so sorry. I should have probably asked if I could send you a voice memo. You know, and I always say, which of those interests you? Don't say, do they? Everyone wants less stress and more energy, so I don't care what you say. Like, there ain't anybody who's just feeling 100% every single day of their life. And so I always say, which of those interests you? And that always helped me. But
yeah,
I know this really wasn't a Zoom on getting things. It was supposed to be like more leadership style, but
no, this is perfect. I love this. I took so many little nuggets from this, so this is awesome.
Okay, good.
Danny,
and I know you also said 30 minutes, and that also is, I guess, not how I roll. So it's
no,
fine.
You're fine. Do not worry. Did any of you guys have any more questions for her while we have her on? Going once, twice.